Hello everyone, this is David Miller coming back for another attempt at a commentary. Gotta say, I was somewhat overwhelmed by the positive response from before. Thank you so much everyone, that means a lot to me. So I would like to take a stab at this whole electric line thing that there seems to be some confusion on. If we go back to one of Jeff's earlier videos, driving along the road, looking out at the job site, we can see in the grassy margin and edge of the job site there are no poles until you see one, which is right at the end of the run from where the wires come across the field. We can see 3 field crossing poles, but there's nothing along Route 130. That last pole up by the highway seems to stop there. It doesn't go either way, so I strongly suspect that that goes in a conduit and goes underneath the highway. Here we see a new gravel road, and there's no poles on that road. There's about 4 in the brush to the left of the road. And at the bottom of your screen, you can see the wires that head out toward the main area that is cleared. Looking at this road that's put in, we now see a row of poles up through there. And continuing up around the corner, we now have a set of new poles running between the job site and 130. So that tells me that's where the new wires are going. And once that gets set and inspected and energized, then the old wires and poles can come down. I'm not sure what that clearing is for, but I strongly suspect that that's going to be a staging area for equipment and or materials that are going to be needed nearby. They're probably hard to move and don't want to congest the lanes. That large area of that white looking crushed stone looked really impressive. We found out what those drills are for now. They are a way to reinforce questionable ground by drilling holes and packing stone down in the holes, and then you pour your footers on top of that. Now that being said, I just want to kind of think out loud with you guys. In conventional construction, you shoot your rough grade, then you dig for your footers, then you form and pour your footers, then you backfill and build your building on top of that. In this case, where they're bringing in so much material and filling it, I kind of question if they are going to fill this whole thing to finished grade. I would suspect that they're going to handle it more like Giga Berlin, and the height we're seeing is going to be footer height. And then when they bring in more material, they'll use a new material to then bury the footers. And that'll save filling it, digging it back out, and filling it back in again. But like I said, that's just a wild guess, and we'll have to see how it works out. Changing the subject a little bit, we see a long line of belly dumps all lined up, dropping off material to fill in this last main front pond area. And some of you, myself included, was thinking, well, that must be a real pain to come in and drive this whole circuit and be backed up out there waiting to get unloaded. Why don't they just go in off the highway? Well, the trouble with that is they get backed up on this short road over to the ramp, they'd be backed up on the highway. So by having them drive around the big circuit like that, that gives them plenty of room to get queued up while they have to wait in line for the load that just got dumped to be pushed out of the way for the next truck to come through. So it just makes more sense for them to sit on the property than to sit on the road. We still see swamp creature hard at it out there, pulling this biological material off to the side where it can get scooped up and hauled out of there. You know, that's got to be a really smelly job. Hopefully that guy's got like a real bad sense of smell. because I'd hate to be him. Here we're looking at the crushed stone area and the stockpile. If you notice, to the left and to the right of this area is another flat area approximately equal in width and length. And I think we can get a pretty good idea that that's going to be the building's footprint, because it's pretty much shaping up like the shape of the building. It's just a matter of how far back it's going to run. Guesses, anyone? We're looking at two elevations here. The upper one, the one toward the back, looks to be pretty flat, and I believe also in alignment with the stone area set up behind us. So I'm wondering if this is a continuation of the building footprint. Time will tell. That about wraps it up for this week. I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's a real privilege and an honor to do this for you. Thank you so much for having me.